Hello, hello. We have yet another new chapter of the One Punch Man webcomic. Unreal! Simply unreal. I don't know what one is doing to get these chapters out so frequently after having such long droughts at a time. Like, look at this 2 years to 1 year, 3 years to 2 years, 9 months, then 6 months, then 4 months, but now 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. I'm half expecting one to come out by the time I finish reading this chapter. Okay, so things have been pretty crazy. A lot of new plot lines introduced. A lot of potential conflicts that could have arc length levels of focus, or could be resolved, relatively quickly. We really don't know. Things are in this ambiguous sort of space. So, we have this kind of lovely little scene. Child Emperor hanging out with the Neo Heroes, cyber idol, cyborg enhanced superstar who idolized Sweet Mask and has now become disillusioned, finding out that he was a monster. They've been chatting about Child Emperor's hero experiences. I'm very sure that he loves the opportunity to get out all of his frustrations, all of these painful stories of just trying to get the S-Class to behave. Okay. Possible after all, got out anyways, good work. Ah. That's true. That would be pretty excellent insofar as establishing a new hero idol to take over the role of the unfortunately monsterized Sweet Mask. To say that ours is stronger, ours is cuter, ours can sing better, ours can dance better. I had to pin down because his transforming abilities allow him to evade the tracking team. So he's just somewhere in society. I want to be the one to finish him off. Now, this is like, I don't know, this is quite well done because there's many layers where the reader knows a little more than the characters. They kind of just add to this sense of overall tragedy that we're seeing unfold here. Like, of course, we're much more sympathetic to Sweet Mask than someone like Webigaza, than anyone who just saw his monsterification. And yet we can't really judge Webigaza too harshly either. Like, her disillusionment is real. So we're put in kind of an awkward situation where we have a lot of sympathy for a lot of different characters who are going to end up in conflict. I think if it does progress to this Neo Heroes versus Hero Association, Hero Civil War kind of thing, it'll be an arc really tinged by that sort of tragedy of just nobody's wrong. There is, of course, evil in this world, but so many of the people in conflicts are not it. Look at this. Just this sorrow on her face. So rare in this series, but man, one is getting good at drawing this sort of facial expression. Just the kind of subtlety here. It still has all of his like MS Paint sketchiness, but there's something kind of special going on. Gotta go shoot a commercial. Okay, sure. Both do our best, Child Emperor-kun. He's still looking at the chip. He hasn't come any closer to figuring out that. But there wasn't the conflict that I expected. It wasn't that she was dispatched there to allay his suspicions or anything. She genuinely just wanted to chat. Okay. On top of all of this, we have Speed of Sound Sonic. Now, Lightspeed Flash got a big power-up because he got the scrolls of the Ninja Master who Saitama off-screened. So I wondered, did Speed of Sound Sonic also get a hold of these scrolls? Is he also similarly powered up by that overall weird and tragic experience? Who's after me this time? Okay. So this is a conflict with the Neo Heroes. This is one of the Neo Heroes that has a very shady past, which was something that they were like boasting about their openness in doing. The hedonist homicidal maniac. True. Don't particularly take pleasure in killing, just playing a game with myself to see how many lives I can take before I die is kind of a pastime. I don't like this guy. Something about his like normal ass Bill Gates haircut and normal ass glasses and normal ass software dev shirt. It's so unsettling. Just the idea that these homicidal urges could lurk within anyone, that it's not some weirdo freakazoid. It's not some obviously deranged person, but just someone who's playing a little game with themselves in the way that somebody else might be playing solitaire at work. Okay. He triggers a huge explosion. I guess somehow secretly they had snuck bombs into Sonic's hideout. Sonic gets away pretty easily. But here is a whole army of battle suit Neo heroes. I don't think they're up for the task. I think even if Speed of Sound Sonic did not power up after the whole ninja arc, I don't think there's any way that a whole bunch of Neo hero nobodies... The battle suits aren't going to help, because all they do is enhance your physical abilities, right? But the whole ninja way is dealing with people that surpass you physically just through sheer technique, through bursts of speed, through illusion and trickery and stuff. So no matter how high those suits increase their battle prowess, it means nothing. The body with its limbs intact. Ooh, so this guy, it's like, I'm really trying to keep track, like, who is in on it? Who knows about all of this shady stuff that the Neo Heroes are doing? This guy is certainly in on it. Webby Gaza, I don't think so. Blue, I don't think so. Child Emperor, no. Metal Bat, we found out last chapter, definitely no. But the ones that I guess they thought, okay, you have no moral scruples to begin with, so what do you say? You want to get cyborgized? You want to go around and cyborg others? Okay, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, see, he's got all these counterplays. Fought people like you before, a gaggle of amateurs with no skills, just power. All I have to do is evade you and have no trouble at all. That's what I'm saying! I don't even know if he's powered up yet. I don't even know if this is anything new to him. The Electric Discharge Fist. This is pretty cool. Completely 180'd the advantage that those battle suits were supposed to give. Wait 1 second, I gotta... Oh, I just got him, okay. Oh, I'm meeting up with a friend later today, so I just gotta make sure that she's not gonna show up while I am in the middle of making video. You're no exception. Ah, thanks to that man's secret scroll. Okay, so Sonic also got powered up. I like that. I'm glad. Flash isn't just like running away in their rivalry. Probably held much greater sequence than the one that Flash got. So if anything, this has just enhanced the rivalry, given it a new dimension. Alright, sure. Here we see A, of course, has been cyborgized as well. But really does not seem to be any match for Sonic. Pretty fast, but it's impossible for you to keep up with me. Like, what kind of weapon is he using here? I can't really tell. Some sort of like axe, spear sort of thing. I can't let this hit you, even though it's just into my suit. It's way too fast. Dealing with him would be a chore. Started to become tiresome. So let's have another blast. They're really just a bunch of degenerates. Nice explosion, by the way. Has a good depth. Good kineticism. One is really improving. All these little skills, all these little manga skills. Just powering up, powering up. How long will you be content to stay under their thumb, Saitama? I mean, Saitama isn't under their thumb. Saitama isn't under anybody's thumb. He works for the Hero Association, A. But he doesn't really care about what they get him to do or what they're trying to do. He just wants to change his name. Yeah! He's rebelling! He's rebelling! He's under no one's thumb. Oh, this is a great shot. This is a really, really great shot. Like, just the dynamicism of it. The depth and the poses and that frantic energy. Just the contrast of Sonic being, like, really gravely, like, this is getting bad. How long will you be content to stay under their thumb? This is what he's up to. This is what he cares about. Man. It's an immeasurable amount of negative emotions. Maybe this is the monster that we at the Hero Association have created. It's also grave, it's also heavy, but it's like totally the wrong thing to be grave and heavy. Oh, this is just fantastic. The fact that this plotline is getting so much attention too, that it's become relevant like several times over, when I thought it was just gonna be like a silly like end of chapter gag that he's recruited by the shitty name association. Delegated us on equal terms. Excessive coordination with external groups at the confusion to the command hierarchy. Public is already on their side. Ooh, okay, so now we go to the prison, where Prisoner is coaching inmates to eventually take on monsters under the command of the Hero Association. How you did pretty fantastic. Putting the effort, maybe able to aim for A class. Hey, that's the guy way back, so early that it was adapted in the first season of the anime, who stole all those like superpower suits. Another power suit connection, maybe? Trying to draw some kind of lore between those two. Anyways, he was the one that led that group that was gonna like, they were like anti-work, they were gonna take over a bank or something. A pretty interesting chapter. It was almost saying like, okay, well, here are social issues. Social issues exist in the world, but they don't really matter because Saitama is just going to punch these people. And it's kind of the attitude that the series has taken to like socioeconomic type stuff since. They did have that one line though about how Watchdog Man City has been like super gentrified and the prices are going way up. So I don't know. Where is one going with these occasional little leftist remarks? I guess we'll find it. Anyways, probably nowhere. I guess we won't find it. Anyways. Prisoners doing forced labor. No matter how hard we try, there's no way we get to become pro heroes. More social commentary, perhaps a reference to the fact that prisoners are often basically forced into slavery, given that they have to work for mere dollars a day, like $5 for an entire day's labor, hard physical labor. And even though it's quote unquote optional, if they refuse, they're often given much harsher treatment, much more punishment. They're around the guards in the prison more often. Basically, their lives just get a whole lot worse. If you look up Amendment 13 of the U.S. Constitution, when it tries to disavow slavery, when it tries to abolish slavery, there's all of these loopholes that they set up even back then for prisoners. Basically turning America's super gigantic prison population into something that is the modern equivalent of slavery. And then, to add insult to injury, quite literally, they have a lot of prisoners out there doing things like firefighting, which is desperately needed these days, of course. But then, those prisoners, once they actually finish their sentences, if they are so lucky, cannot work as firefighters because they have a criminal record, and all of their experience as firefighters means diddly shit. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that so wonderful when the country so desperately needs firefighters to turn away people that actually have experience putting their lives online and doing it? I love America. I'm so glad that I live in Canada, which is like a tiny little tugboat attached to the side of the gigantic sinking battle cruiser that is the United States. Anyways, laboring for the sake of others isn't that bad a thing. Oh, snap. So they're outside here. This is another one of the Neo heroes. This is one of the first ones that was introduced. He's like a Yokozuna level sumo wrestler, one of the best in the entire world. Wait, I should check if my friend messaged me. Sorry, I just thought of it. Super sumo. And it was kind of like this tease of the Neo heroes that, yeah, strength exists everywhere. There's all of these other hierarchies and systems of improving yourself for battle that the Hero Association hasn't really tapped into. So I'm very, very hyped about this character because I think that whole concept, that promise of realms of power undiscovered is really, really neat. Plus, I can see this guy, he's definitely not going to be using like a battle suit. I don't think he'd be down for all of these tricks to mislead the public. I gotta think that he's an honorable person. I really hope so. An athlete, a competitor. I demand that you turn over all the prisoners. For safety, I want to put them in the custody of the Neo-Heroes rather than the Hero Association. Ooh. Seems that people want this as well. If we cyborgify them with Neo's technology, they will turn into a completely controllable workforce. Already gotten governmental permission. Ooh. So this isn't just some shady backdoor thing that they're doing. This is something that has been approved as like a plan from as high up as it goes. Whoa. Whoa, shady. Shady. Super shady. The pre-prison partners? That's what we were called? Nobody can agree to that. I firmly refuse. I sworn duty to rehabilitate my boys. Whole life making them the perfect family. No, I'm supposed to get out in 3 years. This is pretty good. They don't want to be on either side. They just hate their lives in general. They don't want either person to win. I'm taking them with me by force. Also should have been locked up in the slammer from the very start. Should warn you, I'm into sumos too. Okay, this is gonna be a fun fight. Hopefully we'll get to see quite a bit of it. Okay, meanwhile... Oh, snap. Oh my gosh. The Hero Hunter, Garo. So we saw Garo during that King looking for a mentor chapter, right? Where King goes to all of the dojos and like kind of accidentally defeats them. He saw Garo training. That's what happened, right? Like what the heck is Garo up to? He's working as a mover. As a part-time mover. Good way to get exercise, according to Nathan Fielder. Oh boy, Suiru versus Garo. Oh man, now that is a fight I would like to see Murata draw. Oh baby. That's a fight that I'd like to see one draw too. Really, really curious. Again, it's like, as I've been saying, I don't know where the plot is going to go from here. I don't know what the main focus is going to be. It's definitely going to be like Hero Association versus Neo-Heroes. But like in one capacity. And what... Is it going to be like a full-on war? Is it just going to be like all of these skirmishes? Is it going to be more of like a political battle where they try to rescind the Neo-Heroes' ability to do these creepy cyborg experiments? I don't know. And they just keep adding more plot lines. Such that even though it kind of felt like this arc was just first sparking, that we're first getting the little remnants and suggestions of future conflict, now it's like we're in deep. We've built up this huge powder keg of conflicts. And we're just wondering who is going to throw the match. Alright, let's look forward to the next chapter. Who knows when the heck it'll come out? Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be 3 months from now. Let's go, one. Alright, bye-bye.